Admiral Hyun-woo Kim stood on the bridge of the Earth defense ship Aurora. Through the large window, he could see the vast darkness of space. Stars twinkled like tiny diamonds against the black sky. Today was different from all other days. Today, aliens were coming to Earth for the first time. Hyun-woo touched the small device on his ear. "So-min, are you ready down there?" he whispered. Captain So-min Park sat inside her ship far below the Pacific Ocean. Her vessel moved silently through the deep water, invisible to anyone above. "Yes, Admiral. We are watching everything from here. The alien ship cannot see us." So-min's ship was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. It used special technology that made it completely hidden underwater. The ship could move through the ocean depths without making any sound or light. Most importantly, alien sensors could not find it. Dr. Ji-ho Lee worked in a massive underwater city called Deep Station 1. The city sat on the ocean floor, 5 miles below the surface. Through the clear walls, he could see thousands of ships floating in neat rows. These ships were not old or weak like the ones above water. They were powerful and advanced beyond anything aliens could imagine. "Another ship is ready," Ji-ho said, to his team. He looked at his computer screen. The number showed 1,000,000. 1,000,000 ships now waited beneath Earth's oceans. For 50 years, humans had been building this secret fleet while pretending to be weak and simple. Above the Pacific Ocean, the alien ship Veltar's Pride moved toward Earth. Ambassador Veltar stood in his command room, feeling very confident. His species, the Corvani, were part of the Galactic Council. The Council ruled over hundreds of planets and many different alien races. "Look at this small planet," Veltar said to his assistant. "The humans have been in space for only 50 years. They have maybe 200 ships, and those ships are very old and slow. This will be easy." The Galactic Council had sent Veltar to check on Earth's military power. Every new species had to be measured and ranked. The Council needed to know if humans could be useful or if they might become dangerous. So far, all reports said humans were neither. Veltar's ship entered Earth's atmosphere. He could see the blue planet below, covered mostly by water. How can such a wet planet build anything important? He thought. On his homeworld, water was rare and precious. Here it covered most of the surface. Admiral Hyun-woo watched the alien ship approach Earth's space station. The station looked old and simple, but this was on purpose. Every piece of human technology that aliens could see had been made to look weak and outdated. The real technology stayed hidden beneath the waves. "Remember," Hyun-woo told his crew, "we must act like we are impressed by their ship. Make them think we have never seen anything so advanced." The alien ship was large and shiny. It had weapons that could destroy a city, but Hyun-woo knew that one of the hidden ships below could easily defeat 10 ships like this one. Still, he had to pretend to be amazed. Veltar's ship docked with the space station. The ambassador stepped out wearing a breathing mask. His skin was gray and smooth, and he had 4 arms instead of 2. His eyes were large and black, and they looked around with curiosity and some disgust. "Welcome to Earth," Hyun-woo said, bowing slightly. "We are honored by your visit." Veltar looked at the humans around him. They seemed so small and weak. Their technology looked ancient compared to Galactic Council standards. "I am here to inspect your military capabilities," he said, in a voice that sounded like metal scraping. "Metal! Of course," Hyun-woo replied. "We will show you everything we have." But this was a lie. They would show him only what they wanted him to see. For 3 days, Hyun-woo took Veltar on tours of Earth's surface fleet. They visited old shipyards where humans built slow, simple spacecraft. They saw weapons that were powerful, but not very advanced. They watched human pilots practice flying in ships that looked clumsy compared to alien technology. Veltar counted everything carefully. 40 ships here, 60 ships there, 30 ships at the moon base, he noted in his computer. Total 198 ships. All of them are weak and slow. What Veltar did not know was that beneath the Pacific Ocean, Captain So-min Park was watching everything through special cameras. Her hidden ship followed Veltar's tour from underwater. She could see and hear everything that happened above. "They are counting our decoy ships," So-min reported to Admiral Hyun-woo. "The alien thinks these old ships are all we have. Deep below, Dr. Jiho Lee continued his work in the underwater cities. These cities were marvels of human engineering. They had been built over many decades, using knowledge gained from studying ancient alien technology found on Earth's ocean floor. The cities could support millions of people and produce thousands of ships every year. City 7 reports completion of 50 new battleships, Jiho told his supervisor. City 12 has finished 100 fighters. The Mariana Station has completed 5 heavy cruisers. Each underwater city specialized in different types of ships. Some built fast fighters that could move through space like lightning. Others built massive battleships with weapons that could crack planets. The newest ships used bio-neural technology that connected human minds directly to the ship's computers. Veltar spent his final day on Earth meeting with human leaders. They sat in a simple room that looked old and plain. The furniture was basic, and the walls had no decorations. Everything was designed to make humans look primitive and poor. "Your species shows promise," Veltar told the human leaders. "But you are clearly not ready for full membership in the Galactic Council. Perhaps in a few hundred years, when you have better technology and more ships." The human leaders nodded and looked disappointed, just as they had practiced. "We understand," one of them said. "We know we have much to learn." Inside, the human leaders wanted to laugh. If only this alien knew the truth. If only he could see the million ships waiting below the waves. If only he knew about the cities beneath the ocean where humans had developed technology far beyond anything the Galactic Council possessed. But the secret had to be kept. Humanity's survival might depend on staying hidden until the right moment came. As Veltar's ship prepared to leave Earth, he sent his report to the Galactic Council. Species designation, human. Threat level, minimal. Military capacity, extremely limited. Recommendation, ignore for next century. Admiral Hyunwoo watched the alien ship disappear into space. Then he activated his secret communication device. "All underwater stations, this is Surface Command. The alien inspection is complete. They suspect nothing." From beneath the Pacific Ocean, Captain Somin Park replied, "Understood, Admiral. The fleet remains hidden and ready." From the depths of the Mariana Trench, Dr. Jiho Lee added, "Deep Station 1 confirms. 1 million ships await your orders." Hyunwoo smiled as he looked out at Earth's blue oceans. Somewhere beneath those waters lay the largest and most powerful fleet in the galaxy. The aliens thought humans were weak and primitive. They had no idea that Earth was already the strongest military power in known space. The Great Deception was working perfectly, and someday, when the galaxy needed Earth's help, the truth would finally be revealed. But until that day came, the million ships would remain hidden beneath the waves, waiting for their moment to emerge and shock the universe. General Woo Jin Choi sat in his office deep beneath the Pacific Ocean. His office was located in Deep Command Station, the largest underwater city on Earth. Through the thick glass walls, he could see the ocean floor stretching out in all directions. Strange fish swam by, glowing with their own light in the darkness. Woo Jin was reading reports from across the galaxy. The news was not good. A new threat had appeared, and it was growing stronger every day. This threat was called the hegemony, and they were unlike anything the galaxy had seen before. "Sir," said his assistant, bringing him a new message. "This just came from our deep space listening posts." Woo Jin read the message quickly. His face became serious. The hegemony had just conquered another star system. They had destroyed 3 planets and enslaved millions of aliens. This was the 15th system they had taken in just 2 months. Commander. Yejin Han was flying her fighter ship through the darkness between stars. Her ship was completely invisible to any sensors. It used the same stealth technology that kept Earth's underwater fleet hidden. She was on a secret mission to watch the hegemony ships and learn how they fought. Through her ship's cameras, Yejin could see the hegemony fleet. There were thousands of black ships moving in perfect formation. Each ship was covered in sharp edges and scary-looking weapons. They moved like a swarm of angry insects through space. "These ships are different," Yejin whispered into her radio. "They don't fight like the Galactic Council species. They attack all at once, like a giant wave." Back on Earth, engineer Taeho Shin was working in his laboratory. He was studying pieces of hegemony technology that Yejin had secretly collected. The technology was advanced, but it was also strange and frightening. Look at this, Tejo said to his team. Their weapons are designed only to destroy. They don't want to capture ships or take prisoners. They want to wipe out everything. Tejo's job was to make sure Earth's stealth technology could hide from hegemony sensors. So far, his tests showed that human ships could stay completely invisible. This was very important because it meant Earth could watch the hegemony without being discovered. In the Galactic Council chambers, panic was spreading. Ambassador Veltar stood before the council leaders, his 4 arms shaking with fear. He had just returned from the Battle of Kepler Station, where he had watched the hegemony destroy an entire fleet in less than 1 hour. They came from nowhere, Veltar reported. 50,000 ships appeared all at once. Our defenses could not stop them. They destroyed everything and everyone. The council leader, a tall alien with purple skin, looked worried. How many ships do they have in total? Our estimates say at least 100,000, Veltar replied. But they keep building more. Intelligence reports suggest they have factories on 100 different worlds, all making warships. The council members looked at each other with fear in their eyes. The largest council fleet had only 20,000 ships. How could they fight an enemy with 5 times that number? What about the humans? Asked one council member. Could they help us? Veltar made a sound like laughing. The humans, they have less than 200 ships, and those ships are ancient and weak. They would be destroyed in minutes. If only Veltar knew the truth. At that very moment, beneath Earth's oceans, 1 million advanced warships waited in hidden bases. Each ship was more powerful than anything in the Galactic Council fleet. But the secret had to be kept, even as the galaxy faced its greatest threat. General Wu Jin Choi received a priority message from Earth's government. The message was simple, but frightening. The hegemony is coming toward Earth. Prepare all defenses. Wu Jin called a meeting of all underwater base commanders. They met in a large room with walls made of clear metal. Outside, schools of fish swam by, unaware that the most important military meeting in human history was taking place just beyond the glass. The hegemony has defeated another council fleet, Wu Jin announced. They are moving through space toward our galaxy sector. At their current speed, they will reach Earth in 6 months. Captain Somin Park raised her hand. General, what are our orders? Do we surface the fleet and help the council fight? Wu Jin shook his head. Not yet. Earth's leaders have decided to continue the deception. We will let the hegemony think we are weak, just like the council believes. But sir, said another commander, if we wait too long, the hegemony might destroy the entire council. Then we would have to fight them alone. The human government has considered this, Wu Jin replied. They believe our best chance is to let the hegemony think they have won. Then, when they are not expecting it, we will reveal our true strength. Commander Yejin Han continued her secret missions, following hegemony fleets across the galaxy. She watched them attack world after world. Their strategy was always the same: appear suddenly with overwhelming numbers, destroy all resistance quickly, then move on to the next target. But Yejin noticed something interesting. The hegemony ships had weaknesses. They were very good at attacking, but they were not good at defending. They expected their enemies to be weak and frightened. They did not plan for fighting against an enemy that could fight back effectively. I have an idea, Yejin reported to General Wu Jin. The hegemony ships are strongest when they attack together, but if we could split them apart and fight small groups at a time, we might be able to defeat them. Engineer Tai-Ho Shin was working day and night to prepare Earth's fleet. The underwater ships were already very advanced, but he was making them even better. He added new weapons that could fire through water and space with equal power. He improved the bioneural interfaces, so human pilots could control their ships with just their thoughts. These ships will be unlike anything the galaxy has ever seen, Tejo told his team. When we finally reveal them, the hegemony will be completely surprised. The Galactic Council was falling apart. 3 more major worlds had been conquered by the hegemony. Millions of aliens had been killed or enslaved. The Council's remaining fleets were scattered and weak. They were running out of places to hide. Ambassador Veltar sent an emergency message to all Council species. Evacuate your worlds. The hegemony cannot be stopped. Save whoever you can. But some Council members had a different idea. They remembered the small, weak planet called Earth. Maybe the humans could provide a place for refugees to hide. After all, who would look for Galactic Council survivors on such a primitive world? Veltar sent a message to Earth. Human leaders, we request permission to evacuate civilians to your planet. In return, we will share our technology with you. Admiral Hyun-woo Kim received this message and almost smiled. The aliens wanted to share their technology. If only they knew that human technology was already decades ahead of anything the Council possessed. But Hyun-woo sent back a humble reply. We would be honored to help. Our planet is at your service. Deep beneath the oceans, the hidden cities were preparing for war. Dr. Ji-ho Lee supervised the final preparations of the million-ship fleet. Each ship was tested and ready. The pilots had trained for years using secret simulators. The weapons were charged and aimed. Everything was ready for the moment when Earth would finally reveal its true power. General Woo Jin Choi stood in the main command center of Deep Command Station. Around him, hundreds of officers monitored the progress of the hegemony fleet. The enemy was now only 3 months away from Earth. Sir, reported an intelligence officer, the hegemony has just sent scouts toward our solar system. They will arrive in 2 weeks. Woo Jin nodded. Good. Let them come and see our weak surface defenses. Let them report back that Earth will be an easy conquest. Commander Ye-jin Han prepared for her most dangerous mission yet. She would follow the hegemony scouts and make sure they saw only what humans wanted them to see. Her invisible ship would guide them past the underwater cities and toward the decoy fleet on the surface. The scouts arrived exactly when predicted. They were small, fast ships that could scan planets from a great distance. Ye-jin watched them approach Earth and begin their inspection. The scouts saw exactly what humans wanted them to see: a few old space stations, some weak ships, and a planet that looked defenseless. They did not see the massive cities beneath the oceans. They did not detect the million ships waiting in the deep water. Earth's stealth technology worked perfectly. The scout ships returned to the main hegemony fleet with their report. The planet, Earth, has minimal defenses. Conquest will be simple and quick. General Woo Jin Choi received the news that the scouts had left. Phase 1 of humanity's plan was complete. The hegemony thought Earth was weak and helpless. Soon they would discover how wrong they were. But first, Earth had to survive the coming attack. The hegemony fleet was massive and powerful. Even with 1 million ships, the battle would not be easy. Everything depended on surprise and timing. Prepare. All stations, Woo Jin ordered. The real war is about to begin. War Commander Thex stood on the bridge of his massive battleship Death's Edge. He was the leader of the hegemony's advance fleet, and he had never lost a battle. His ship was 5 miles long and covered with enough weapons to destroy a small moon. Behind him, 10,000 other hegemony ships moved through space like a dark cloud of death. Thex looked at the image of Earth on his main screen. The blue planet looked so peaceful and quiet. According to his scouts, this would be the easiest conquest of his career. The humans had less than 200 ships, and those ships were old and weak. Prepare for attack, Thex ordered his crew. This should take no more than 2 hours. Admiral Da-eun-yu sat in her command chair deep beneath the Pacific Ocean. Around her, the largest underwater command center ever built hummed with quiet activity. Hundreds of officers watched screens showing the approaching hegemony fleet. The enemy ships looked scary and powerful. But Da-eun was not afraid. All stations report ready, her communications officer announced. The Pacific Fleet is prepared for action. Da-eun commanded 400,000 ships hidden beneath the Pacific Ocean. Each ship was loaded with weapons and crewed by humans who had trained their entire lives for this moment. But they would not reveal themselves yet. First, the surface. Ships had to play their part in the Great Deception. Captain Seung-ho Kang commanded the Atlantic Deep Fleet from his headquarters beneath the ocean floor. His ships were hidden in underwater caves and valleys that stretched for hundreds of miles. Like Da-eun's fleet, his ships would stay hidden until the perfect moment. Surface fleet is moving into position, Seung-ho reported to Admiral Da-eun. They are ready to begin the fake battle. The surface ships that War Commander Thex could see were indeed real human ships. But they were the oldest and weakest ships in Earth's fleet. Their job was not to win the battle. Their job was to lose the battle in a way that would make the hegemony overconfident tech specialist Bo-Ra Lim worked in a secret laboratory hidden beneath the Mariana Trench. She had been studying captured hegemony technology for months. Now she had found something very important, a weakness in their ship design that no one else knew about. Their shields have a cycle time, Bo-Ra explained to her team. Every 47 seconds, the shields drop for exactly 1/10 of a second. It happens so fast that most enemies never notice. This tiny weakness could be the key to defeating the hegemony fleet. Bo-Ra had already shared this information with all of Earth's hidden ship commanders. When the time came to fight, every human ship would know exactly when to fire for maximum damage. War Commander Thex began his attack on Earth's surface defenses. His ships spread out in a classic hegemony formation, a giant wall of firepower that could destroy anything in its path. The human surface ships moved to meet them, looking brave but hopelessly outnumbered. The first shots were fired. Hegemony energy beams lit up space with deadly light. The human ships fired back with their old-style weapons. To any observer, it looked like a normal space battle between a large fleet and a small one. But Admiral Hyunwoo Kim, commanding the surface fleet, was putting on a performance. His ships were losing on purpose, but they were losing in a way that looked realistic. Some ships retreated when they were supposed to. Others exploded at exactly the right time. The entire battle was carefully planned to look like a desperate fight. Enemy ship approaching from starboard, reported one of Hyunwoo's officers. Fall back to position 7, Hyunwoo ordered. Make it look like we are trying to protect the space station. Beneath the Pacific Ocean, Admiral Da-Un-Yu watched the fake battle through underwater sensors. Everything was going according to plan. The hegemony ships were fighting exactly as expected. They were confident and aggressive, thinking they faced weak opponents. Surface fleet is performing well, Da-Un told her officers. The enemy suspects nothing. War Commander Thex was pleased with how the battle was going. The human ships were fighting harder than expected, but they were still clearly losing. Some of them had better weapons than his scouts had reported, but this only made the conquest more interesting. These humans have some skill, Thex admitted to his second-in-command. But skill cannot make up for having so few ships. What Thex did not know was that Captain Sung-Ho Kang's Atlantic Fleet was moving into position beneath his ships. Hundreds of thousands of advanced human warships were rising through the deep ocean, getting ready to strike. But they moved so quietly and stayed so well hidden that hegemony sensors could not detect them. The surface battle continued for 6 hours. Human ships kept arriving from Earth's moon and Mars bases, making it look like Earth was sending everything it had to defend the planet. The hegemony fleet destroyed each wave of human ships, but the humans kept fighting. They are braver than I expected, Thex told his crew, but bravery will not save them. By the end of the first day, half of Earth's surface fleet had been destroyed, or disabled. The surviving ships retreated to positions around Earth's moon. War Commander Thex was satisfied with the progress. Tomorrow, he would finish the conquest and claim Earth for the hegemony. That night, beneath Earth's oceans, the real human fleet prepared for action. Tech specialist Bo-Ra Lim made final adjustments to the weapons systems. Each ship was programmed to fire at exactly the right moment to exploit the hegemony shield weakness. All ships have been updated with the new firing sequence, Bo-Ra reported. When we reveal ourselves, every shot will count. Admiral Da-Un-Yu held a meeting with all underwater fleet commanders. The meeting happened through quantum communication, allowing commanders from all over the world to speak instantly with each other. Tomorrow, the hegemony will move closer to Earth for the final attack, Da-Un explained. That is when we will surprise them. Captain Sung-Ho, are your ships ready? Atlantic Fleet is ready, Sung-Ho replied. 300,000 ships are in position. Pacific Fleet is ready, added another commander. 400,000 ships await your signal. Indian Ocean Fleet is ready. 200,000 ships standing by. Arctic Fleet is ready. 100,000 ships prepared for action. Admiral Da-Un-Yu felt proud as she listened to the reports. For over 50 years, humans had worked in secret to build this fleet. Now, finally, the galaxy would see what Earth could really do. War Commander Thex began the second day of battle feeling very confident. His fleet had taken only minor damage while destroying half of Earth's visible ships. Today, he would finish the job and move on to the next conquest. Move all ships into close attack formation, Thex ordered. We will destroy their remaining defenses and then land troops on the planet. The hegemony fleet moved toward Earth in a tight group. This was exactly what the humans had been hoping for. When the ships were close together, Earth's hidden fleet could attack them all at once. Admiral Hyunwoo Kim's surface ships put up a final desperate fight. They grouped around Earth's space stations and fired everything they had at the approaching hegemony fleet. It looked like humanity's last stand against overwhelming odds. "Sir," reported Thex's sensor officer, "we are detecting some unusual readings from Earth's oceans." Thex looked at the sensor data. There were strange energy patterns coming from beneath the water, but they were very faint. "Probably just the planet's natural magnetic field," he said. "Continue the attack." This was the hegemony's final mistake. The energy patterns were not natural. They were the power signatures of 1 million warships preparing to surface. Beneath the Pacific Ocean, Admiral Da-Un-Yu gave the order that would change galactic history. "All fleets, prepare to surface. Operation Ocean Rise begins now." Around the world, massive underwater doors began to open. Ships that had been hidden for decades started their engines and began rising toward the surface. The ocean water above them started to bubble and churn, as if the sea itself was waking up. War Commander Thex noticed that Earth's surface ships had suddenly stopped firing. Why have they ceased their attack? He wondered. Then his sensor officer screamed, "Sir! Massive energy readings from the planets. Surface! Something is rising from the oceans!" Thex looked at his sensors and could not believe what he saw. Thousands of ships were appearing from beneath Earth's waters, then tens of thousands, then hundreds of thousands. His instruments could barely count them all. "This is impossible," Thex whispered. "Where did they all come from?" Captain Seung-Ho Kong's ship was among the first to break the ocean surface. Water poured off its hull as it rose into space. Around him, thousands of other ships were doing the same thing. The sight was magnificent and terrifying. The hegemony fleet, which had seemed so large and powerful just minutes before, suddenly looked small and outnumbered. War Commander Thex realized that he had made a terrible mistake. Earth was not weak at all. Earth was the most powerful military force in the galaxy. "All ships retreat immediately," Thex ordered. But it was too late. His ships were surrounded by the largest fleet anyone had ever seen. The great deception was over, and the real battle was about to begin. Fleet Admiral Min Seo-yoon stood in the central command center of the largest underwater city on Earth. For 60 years, she had waited for this moment. Around her, thousands of screens showed human ships rising from every ocean on the planet. The greatest military deception in galactic history was finally coming to an end. "Surface count now at 800,000 ships and rising," reported her communications officer. "All fleets responding perfectly to emergence protocols." Min Seo had planned this moment for decades. Every detail had been thought through, from the timing of the ship launches to the formation patterns they would use. Earth's hidden fleet was not just large, it was perfectly coordinated. War Commander Thex watched in horror as more and more human ships appeared from Earth's oceans. His instruments counted 100,000 ships, then 500,000, then finally stopped counting at 1 million. The number was so large that his computer systems could not process it. "How is this possible?" Thex asked his crew. "Our intelligence said they only had 200 ships. His second-in-command looked at the sensor readings with fear in his eyes. "Sir, these ships are not like the ones we fought yesterday. They are much more advanced. Their energy signatures are unlike anything in our database." Captain Junki Nam commanded the first wave of ships to emerge from the Pacific Ocean. His ship, the Deep Strike, was one of the newest designs in Earth's fleet. It used bio-neural technology that connected his mind directly to the ship's systems. He could think a command and the ship would respond instantly. "All first-wave ships form attack formation Delta 7, Junki ordered through the neural link. Around him, 10,000 ships moved into position with perfect precision. No alien fleet had ever seen coordination like this. Dr. Yoonji Moon worked in the Emergence Control Center, monitoring the process of bringing ships to the surface. Her job was to make sure that the massive ships could leave the underwater cities without damaging themselves or the ocean floor. "Emergence technology is working perfectly," Yoonji reported to Fleet Admiral Min Seo. "All ships are reaching the surface with 0 damage. The quantum field generators are maintaining structural integrity throughout the transition." This technology was one of humanity's greatest achievements. Large spaceships were not designed to operate underwater, but human engineers had found a way to protect them during the journey from ocean floor to space. Each ship was surrounded by a special energy field that allowed it to move through water as easily as through space. War Commander Thex tried to understand what was happening. His fleet of 10,000 ships had seemed unstoppable just an hour ago. Now they were surrounded by 100 times that number. The humans had not just hidden a few extra ships. They had hidden an entire civilization's worth of military power. "Sir, we are receiving a communication from the human fleet," reported his communications officer. "Put it on the main screen," Thex ordered. Fleet Admiral Min Seo Yoon appeared on Thex's view screen. She looked calm and confident, like someone who held all the winning cards in a game. Behind her, Thex could see the command center of what was clearly an advanced military installation. "War Commander Thex," Min Seo said in a clear, strong voice. "I am Fleet Admiral Min Seo Yoon of the Earth Defense Force. You are now surrounded by the largest fleet in galactic history. I offer you one chance to surrender." Thex's pride as a hegemony commander would not let him surrender without a fight. "Human, you may have more ships than expected, but quantity does not equal quality. Hegemony ships are the most advanced in the galaxy." Min Seo smiled slightly. "We shall see about that." Captain Junki Nam received the signal to begin the demonstration. His ship and 9 others broke away from the main formation and approached a small group of hegemony vessels. The hegemony ships immediately fired their most powerful weapons. But something amazing happened. The human ships seemed to dance around the enemy fire like they could predict where each shot would go. Their bio-neural pilots could react faster than any alien crew. The hegemony weapons missed every target. Then the human ships fired back. Their weapons were unlike anything the hegemony had ever seen. Instead of simple energy beams, they fired complex patterns of energy that seemed to bend and twist through space. When these weapons hit the hegemony ships, they went right through the shields as if the shields were not there. 3 hegemony ships were destroyed in less than 30 seconds. The other ships in the test group quickly retreated, their crews shocked by what they had witnessed. Tech specialist Bo Ra Lim watched the test battle from her underwater laboratory. The weapons she had designed were working perfectly. By studying hegemony technology, she had learned exactly how their shields worked. The new human weapons were specifically designed to bypass those shields completely. Direct hit on all targets. Bo Ra reported to Fleet Admiral Min Seo. "The shield penetration weapons are 100% effective." War Commander Thex could not believe what he had just seen. 3 of his best ships had been destroyed by only 10 human vessels. If this was what the humans could do with just 10 ships, what could they do with 1 million? "All ships, prepare for full battle," Thex ordered. He would not surrender, but he was beginning to understand that this battle would not be easy. Dr. Yoonji Moon announced that all human ships had successfully reached the surface. "Emergence complete," she reported. 1 million ships now operational in Earth orbit. Fleet Admiral Min Seo Yoon looked at the tactical display showing both fleets. The hegemony ships were grouped in the center, surrounded by human vessels in all directions. It was like a small island surrounded by an endless ocean. "Captain Junki, begin Phase 2 of the operation," Min Seo ordered. Junki's bio-neural interface allowed him to coordinate with thousands of other ship captains simultaneously. Through quantum communication links, the entire human fleet could act as one giant organism. No alien fleet had ever achieved this level of coordination. "All ships, execute formation pattern Omega," Junki transmitted through the neural network. The human fleet began to move in ways that seemed impossible. Ships flew in perfect spirals around the hegemony fleet, creating complex 3-dimensional patterns. Some ships moved up, others moved down, and still others moved in sideways loops. But every movement was perfectly coordinated. War Commander Thex watched the human ships move and felt fear for the first time in his military career. How are they doing that? No fleet can coordinate that many ships with such precision. His tactical officer studied the human movement patterns. "Sir, it appears they are using some kind of shared consciousness technology. Each ship knows exactly where every other ship is going to be at any moment." The hegemony fleet tried to fight back, but they were completely outmatched. Every time they fired at a human ship, that ship would move at exactly the right moment to avoid the shot. Meanwhile, human weapons continued to punch through hegemony shields as if they were made of paper. Within 1 hour of the battle beginning, half of the hegemony fleet had been destroyed or disabled. The remaining ships were scattered and confused. War Commander Thex realized that continuing to fight would mean the complete destruction of his fleet. "All ships, cease fire," Thex ordered reluctantly. We surrender." Fleet Admiral Minseo Yoon accepted the surrender with dignity. "War Commander Thex, you and your crews will be treated according to galactic law. Your ships will be escorted to holding positions where they will remain until this conflict is resolved." Captain Junki Nam's ships surrounded the surviving hegemony vessels and began guiding them to secure positions near Earth's moon. The Battle of Sol system was over in less than 3 hours. It was the shortest major space battle in galactic history. Dr. Yoon-ji Moon began analyzing the battle data. Casualties. Hegemony fleet, 7,000 ships destroyed, 3,000 captured. Human fleet, 0 ships destroyed, minimal damage to 12 vessels. The numbers told the whole story. Earth's hidden fleet had achieved a complete victory with almost no losses. This was not just a military defeat for the hegemony. It was proof that human technology and tactics were far superior to anything else in the galaxy. News of the battle spread across the galaxy at faster-than-light speed. Every species that had underestimated humanity now realized their mistake. The small, primitive planet that everyone had ignored was actually the most powerful military force in known space. Ambassador Veltar, who had inspected Earth years earlier, received the news while hiding on a refugee ship. He remembered his report to the Galactic Council. Threat level, minimal. Military capacity, extremely limited. "I was wrong," Veltar whispered to himself. "We were all wrong about the humans." Fleet Admiral Minseo Yoon stood on the bridge of her flagship, looking out at the captured hegemony fleet. For the first time in 50 years, Earth's secret was revealed. The hidden million-ship fleet was now visible to the entire galaxy. But this was only the beginning. The hegemony had many more fleets scattered across the galaxy. Earth would need to use its newfound power to liberate the worlds that had been conquered and restore peace to the galaxy. The age of human secrecy was over. The age of human leadership was about to begin. President Haewan Seo stood before the largest gathering of alien representatives in galactic history. The great assembly hall on Earth's orbital station was filled with beings from hundreds of different worlds. 3 months had passed since the Battle of Sol system, and the galaxy was still trying to understand what had happened. "My fellow beings of the galaxy," President Haewan began, her voice carrying to every corner of the hall. "Today, I will tell you the truth about Earth and humanity. It is a story that began 200 years ago." Admiral Jin Young-oh sat in the military section of the assembly, wearing the uniform of the newly formed Galactic Defense Alliance. His job was to coordinate the liberation of worlds that the hegemony had conquered. In just 3 months, human fleets had freed 47 star systems and were moving toward the hegemony's core worlds. "The story begins with a discovery," President Haewan continued. 2 centuries ago, human deep-sea explorers found something amazing on Earth's ocean floor. They found the ruins of ancient alien civilizations. The alien representatives leaned forward with interest. This was information that had never been shared with the galaxy before. These ruins contained technology and knowledge from 12 different species that had visited Earth millions of years ago, the president explained. Most of these species were extinct, but their knowledge remained. Humanity spent 200 years studying this knowledge and improving upon it. Ambassador Subin Kwan watched the reactions of the alien representatives. As Earth's new ambassador to the Galactic Council, her job was to help rebuild the galaxy's political structure. Many species wanted to join the new alliance that Earth was forming. "We built our first underwater city in 2187, President Haewan continued. By 2250, we had 7 cities. By 2300, we had 25 cities. Each city could build and maintain tens of thousands of advanced ships." Dr. Jiho Lee, now the director of Galactic Technology Sharing, stood up to add technical details. "The underwater cities use bio-neural technology that connects human consciousness to computer systems. This allows for coordination impossible with traditional technology." An alien representative raised one of his 6 arms. President HFY, why did you hide this technology from the galaxy? We could have worked together. President HFY's expression became serious. We hid our technology because we were afraid. When humans first met galactic civilization, we saw how some species treated others. We saw strong species dominating weak ones. We decided to appear weak until we were strong enough to protect ourselves. This explanation caused murmuring throughout the assembly. Many species understood this fear because they had experienced domination themselves. Admiral Jin Young-Oh received a report through his neural communicator. President, I have good news to share with the assembly. Our fleets have just completed the liberation of the Kepler sector. 15 worlds are now free from hegemony control. The alien representatives cheered at this news. Many of them had friends and family on worlds that had been conquered by the hegemony. Each liberation brought hope that their loved ones might be safe. The hegemony's core fleet has retreated to their home system, Admiral Jin Young continued. They have approximately 200,000 ships remaining. However, they have sent envoys requesting peace negotiations. President HFY nodded. Earth believes in justice, not revenge. We will accept the hegemony's surrender if they agree to free all enslaved populations and pay reparations to the worlds they damaged. Ambassador Veltar, who had originally inspected Earth and found it primitive, now served as a liaison between the old Galactic Council and Earth's new alliance. He still felt embarrassed about his original report, but he had learned to respect human wisdom. President HFY, Veltar said, many council species want to know, will Earth share its advanced technology with the galaxy? We will share some technology, the president replied. But we will be careful about which technologies we share and with whom. We have learned that advanced weapons in the wrong hands can cause great suffering. Dr. Ji-Ho Lee stepped forward. Again. We are already sharing medical technology that can extend life and cure diseases. We are sharing clean energy technology that can power entire worlds without pollution. We are sharing faster-than-light communication technology that will connect the galaxy like never before. Ambassador Subin Quan announced the next part of Earth's plan. Earth is proposing a new galactic government based on cooperation rather than domination. Every species will have a voice, but no species will be allowed to conquer others. This proposal excited many of the smaller species that had been oppressed by stronger ones. For the first time in galactic history, they would have protection and equal representation. Captain Jun Ki Nam, now promoted to Admiral of the Pacific Fleet, was leading the final assault on the hegemony home system. His bio-neural connection allowed him to coordinate with 500,000 ships simultaneously. No military leader in galactic history had ever commanded such a large force. Hegemony Home Fleet is requesting permission to surrender, Admiral Jun Ki reported to Earth. They are offering complete capitulation in exchange for mercy. President HFY considered this request carefully. Accept their surrender, but maintain vigilance. The hegemony must prove their sincerity through actions, not just words. Tech specialist Bo-Ra Lim, now head of the Galactic Technology Council, was working on the most ambitious project in human history. She was designing mobile space stations that could travel between star systems and provide protection for developing civilizations. These stations will be powered by quantum reactors based on ancient alien technology, Bo-Ra explained to her international team. Each station will carry 1,000 defense ships and can support a population of 1 million beings. The stations would be Earth's gift to the galaxy, mobile homes for species whose worlds had been destroyed, and mobile guardians for species that needed protection. 6 months after the Battle of Sol System, the hegemony formally surrendered. Their leader, Supreme Commander Zerion, came to Earth personally to sign the peace treaty. He was a massive being with thick armor-like skin and eyes that glowed red in the dark. Humans, Zerion said in his deep, rumbling voice. The hegemony underestimated your species greatly. We thought physical strength and superior numbers were all that mattered in war. You have shown us that intelligence and coordination are more powerful than brute force. President HFY accepted the surrender with dignity. Commander Zerion, your species will be given a chance to rebuild and rejoin galactic civilization peacefully, but you will be watched carefully to ensure you never again threaten innocent worlds. The peace treaty included several important terms. The hegemony would free all enslaved populations immediately. They would pay reparations to damaged worlds. They would reduce their military to defensive levels only, and they would accept Earth monitoring of their activities for 50 years. Admiral Jin Young-oh was appointed as the first commander of the Galactic Peace Force, a new military organization designed to prevent future wars. The Peace Force would be made up of ships and crews from many different species, but it would be led by human officers who had proven their ability to coordinate large fleets. Ambassador Subin Quan helped establish the new Galactic Assembly, where every species would have representation based on population and contribution to galactic civilization. Earth would have the largest voice because of its military protection and technological contributions, but every species would be heard. 1 year after the Great Revelation, President Haiwan visited the underwater cities that had made Earth's victory possible. She stood in the main square of Deep Station 1, surrounded by the people who had worked in secret for decades to protect humanity. "Citizens of the deep cities," she announced, "your sacrifice and dedication have changed the galaxy forever. Because you were willing to live in secret, humanity now leads a galaxy at peace." Dr. Ji-Ho Lee had been promoted to Director of Galactic Development. His new job was to help species across the galaxy build their own underwater cities and advanced fleets. But these fleets would be designed for defense and exploration, not conquest. "We are sharing the technology that made Earth strong," Dr. Ji-Ho explained to a gathering of alien engineers. "But we are sharing it with the understanding that it will be used to protect the innocent and explore the unknown." Fleet Admiral Min Seo-yoon, now the highest-ranking military officer in galactic history, oversaw the gradual reduction of Earth's active fleet. With peace established, many of the million ships returned to the underwater cities where they would wait until needed again. "1 million ships is too many for peacetime," Min Seo explained to her officers. "We will maintain 250,000 ships on active duty and keep the rest in reserve. The galaxy must see that Earth uses its power responsibly." 5 years after the revelation, Earth had become the center of galactic civilization. The underwater cities welcomed visitors from hundreds of worlds. Universities were established where alien students could learn human technology and humans could learn alien culture. Ambassador Veltar, now Earth's close friend and ally, often reflected on how wrong his first assessment had been. "I reported that humans were primitive and weak," he told his students at the Galactic Diplomatic Academy.